Good morning, guys. Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Just had a morning swim. Gonna follow up with a workout with my rings here. As I'm drying off, I might as well talk to you guys. Today I want to tell you something that I've told you before, that your frequency is what you frequently see. The world is not as it is as you are. Alright? So let's start here. I've known for a very long time, like way before I got into the uncommon sense stuff, when I knew myself much less. This is what it's all about, guys, getting to know yourself. Because knowing you, knowing what's in here, is knowing what's out here. But something I knew when I still was that hipster, hedonist, nihilist, loser, partying kind of guy, I was very aware that I had different states I could be in, meaning different states of being, just way I am at the moment, feel and function. It's just that I was much more blind to how it functioned, more than the obvious, you know. Like I knew that a sleep-deprived state, when I've slept this little, oh, I'm gonna feel in this way, I'm gonna be tired in this way, this kind of task will be tougher, feel colder, I feel this and that. And you know, being hungover, I know I'm gonna feel a certain way, I'm gonna be, you know, the funny thing was that it was the day after drinking was always less predictable to me than the day after drinking. That was always the same kind of feeling. And of course, I knew that I can get into a high state. I can feel relaxed and have more fun and be more open and confident if I drink. Like what, you know, because states of being, you can be in high states and low states. And now, it's more lately I've gotten to learn that different emotions, different states of being actually have different frequencies. This frequency chart that I'm sure I'm showing in this video. So, you know, to get it's very difficult to put into words this because it's so much an experience, the state, right? But have you had, you know, say there's something you do sometimes here, some kind of task that you can feel like when it's time to do it, it's like, oh, I wish I was feeling different, because when I feel like this, it's going to be so difficult. I don't feel as good about doing it. I know I'm going to be worse. It's going to take a longer time. And I also know that if I was only feeling this way that I feel sometimes, then, you know, I would feel confident about doing this, and I know I would perform better. I would do it more efficiently and all that, you know. Those are examples of being a low vibrational and a high vibrational state, right? So this is something that I've gotten into. You know, I'm learning more and more these years, but it's at the core of the process that I myself do, that I try to teach here and I coach clients in. It's a lot about, you know, cultivating the sort of experience you want, and it's both about, you know, reaching new levels, reaching those high states when you just function your best, you're vibing your highest and you're feeling the best in life, but also when stuff throws you off of that. Because if you look at that chart, for instance, grief is a very low frequency, and that's something that's going to happen to all of us, that we lose someone or something that it makes us have to grieve, and we're going to enter that low frequency state. And, you know, finding a process on how to do your best and still and gradually start elevating your state back to that high frequency state, that's something that's at the core of what I'm doing here, really. And so now I'm just talking a bit because I'm really digging into it, but this is, you know, creating a daily process, but also an entire life process that gradually takes you where you want to be. And it's both about elevating on the day, but also in the long term. And there are different actions you can take for this, that some will have an effect more immediate. Think a workout. Most people, if they hit a good workout, they're going to have immediately elevated their state, feel better about stuff than they did before the workout. While having a healthy meal, if you were used to eating junk food, it's maybe not as rewarding as you eat it, but it will gradually, you know, elevate you, right? But so, something I've come to learn, how it works with the states, is that when you're in, I've had some, you know, personal, really tough times this year. I've been vibing on those lowest frequencies. And that's, for instance, like recording videos. When I'm vibing higher, it's fun. I'm excited to share what I'm going to talk about. And my mind is just making connections faster. But, you know, on some of the lowest frequencies there, shame and guilt. When you feel that, what do you want to do? You want to hide. You don't want to deal. You don't want to show yourself, barely, right? So what I've noticed is when something like real puts you in that, it's not just a little, because this is something too. When you're riding a high state period in your life, you could still have worse days. Something happens that you're not too happy on that day, but overall you're in a good state. So pretty much the next day you're good to go again. The opposite can be true too, right? You're going through a tougher time, then something about a day just made you, put you in a pretty good mood in that day, but then the next day you're back. So what I've noticed is it's all about stacking wins, both on the day, elevate the day as much as possible, but in the long term as well. So when I'm vibing really low, I could pretty much never record a video like this in the morning then. But if I stack enough wins, if I take enough positive actions, I can elevate my state into at least a neutrality, acceptance state there somewhere in the middle, and then I'll be able to do something like a video like this. That will maybe put me a little bit higher. I maybe, you see, but the next day I'm gonna have to start over because I have this longer term low state thing going. But it's all about stacking these wins so that on this chart I start to raise my lowest level until I start out at a much higher place, so that taking all these wins will take me into a higher state, a really high state. And then it becomes positive feedback loop because, I have so many thoughts about this right now. But your frequency is what you frequently see. There are certain things, when we talk about motivation and stuff, certain things that when I'm in a low frequency, I don't enjoy working out at all. I don't feel that drive. I'm not motivated to do it, but I still can do it. I can push myself to do it, and it's going to elevate my state. But certain things on a low frequency, I just won't be able to do. Like I say, recording videos, I'm going to have to take a step back at a time like that and take my chances when it works, but I literally, that's the kind of state where I could try to force it, like going to I have to just push through, but I'm just not gonna make the connections. So it's all about like giving room for this long-term lower state to take place and be like, okay, but what wins can I stack? And maybe it's delayed gratification. You never come high really that, okay, I guess I feel all right now, but I'm still not happy about all these things I could be doing. Focus on doing the best you can in that low frequency state to gradually raise your frequency. This will gradually allow you to take even more actions that will allow you to raise your frequency even higher, right? So I don't know how much sense this makes to you, but it's something, to me it becomes clearer and clearer. It's all about, life, it's all about managing your experience, your internal state, because it will determine so much. It is about building a life process, where this. Like, even during the high, I wrote down, when I was very inspired here recently, I just jotted down a bunch of stuff. I jotted down state management. It's about managing your state. And it's both when you're in a high state, you have to make sure to, you can't just stop. You enjoy being more motivated, more able to do some things, but you have to protect your state, You have to make sure you don't slip up, fall into negative actions. Equally, that's true in a lower state too, but you have to accept that maybe I can't do as much, but just because I can't get to experience as much that the things I'm doing, it doesn't lead to that obvious win when I'm vibing so high yet. Then you have to know, and this is a cool thing. This is how I can tie it all together. I know that when I elevate when my long-term state is high enough, then I know that if I wake up feeling angry, it's a surprisingly high frequency emotion, but it's still in the low category. But I know that I can wake up angry, feel like there's many things that I absolutely don't want to do in the day, but if I just take my actions in the right order, I'm gonna end the day feeling so inspired I can't even believe it, because I've done it enough times. And this is the thing with delayed gratification, instant gratification, you just know, like the cookies are lying there. I'm gonna feel dopamine hits when I eat them, and staying away from the cookie, that's not gonna give you any hit at all, but doing it for long enough, now it's gonna feed into your state and gratify you like that. So Yeah, you know, a process for me. If I started out angry, I know these days, I go up, I take a cold shower, I sit down, write an Instagram post, maybe some other client stuff, might have a client call, and then I go up, I ground my feet, I catch the morning sun, I have a good meal, I go hit the workout, I record a video, and somewhere at this point, you know, I've already started feeling better and better and better during all this. I'm stacking the wins, and here, somewhere around here is when I'm just feeling amazing. And I'm just gonna keep winning the day, keep winning the day. So guys, this is at the core of what I coach and teach. I help people build life processes that makes them have the experience they want in life. It's a long-term game. It's something you build gradually. I have so many more things I could say, but this is it for this video, guys. Please leave a comment. Please like. All comments and likes help support the channel, so it's very much appreciated. You can send me a DM on Instagram or email me if you're interested in my coaching in fitness, nutrition, mindset, the states, building a life process. And I'll get back to you with my different options. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, mindset. It's a mindset, guys. Your frequency is what you frequently see. Peace.